As sleek and svelte as carbon frames are, there were still those unsightly housing runs cluttering up the bike's profile. Apparently, someone of great importance decided that cable and brake housing was embarrassing and should be hidden away. Convenience be damned. Thus ushered in the era of internally routed frames, the bane of mechanics everywhere. Hopefully someday frame designers will return to their senses and bring cable stops back to the outside of our frames. Until that day comes, let us present a few techniques to help making running cable and brake housing through internally routed frames a bit easier.
This aerosol product by a small Saskatchewan company is the best. Just spray the product into the desired routing location, and in 15 minutes, perfect housing grows out of the holes, and you can now insert your new cable.
String theory. Attach a piece of string or dental floss to the end of the cable, then draw the string through the frame and out the exit hole using a vacuum. Attach the string to the cable like this. Cut off the closed end of any funnel-like flange of a cable crimp. Use an awl to flare the ends of the crimp. Slide the crimp onto the end of the cable along with the string and then clamp down on the crimp like you normally would at the end of a cable install. This should hold the string tight to the cable so it doesn't pull off when the cable is pulled through the frame. Feed the string into the entrance hole and then use the blade attachment on your vacuum to pull the string out of the other end. Gently pull on the string to guide the cable out. Be careful not to catch the crimp on the edge of the exit hole and pull the string loose from the cable. Once you get the cable out of the exit hole, you're home free. In the tube. This technique slides thin tubing over the old cable while it's still in the frame. You can either use pre-packaged cable liner or make your own. Just cut the end of some shift housing lengthwise and then use pliers to rip the wire out of the housing, just like you are peeling a banana. The inner sheath is what you need. Cut this tubing long enough to extend the full distance of the internal portion of the cable's length, plus an extra few inches at each end. Once this tubing is installed, tape it down to the frame. Remove the old cable and then slide the new cable in through the tubing.
If you're a hardcore rider, your 2007 Freeride frame probably doesn't have internal routing. With a little duct tape, you can fake internal routing easily. Just pick the tape color to match your frame, apply the tape over your cables, and trim it to match your graphics.
Getting the hook. In case you have pulled the cable out of your frame without first chasing it with the tubing, you'll need a different solution, which uses a hook tool made from an old spoke. Cut a spoke to about 150 millimeters long and then grind the cut end to a point with a 1/4 inch long taper. Then take a good pair of heavy-duty needle nose pliers and bend the point into a hook. Use your flashlight and this little hook to find the cable. Pull the cable out of the hole in your frame and you are done. Turn up the reverb. This trick uses a SRAM hose coupler intended to install reverb seat posts with stealth routing. The coupler is a two-sided threaded barb used to temporarily join two sections of housing together. Leaving your existing housing in the frame, thread one end of the hose coupler into it. Thread the other end of the coupler into fresh housing, then gently pull the opposite end of the old housing out of the frame. The new housing will be pulled right along with it. Keep pulling, pushing until the coupler exits the frame. Remove the coupler from both housings and you're ready to go.